Analog lifestyle is supposed to help us consume less. Then why people are buying more stuff than before? Every few months, social media discovers a new way to fix our lives. This year, apparently, the answer is analog living. Suddenly, everyone is buying film cameras, journaling with expensive fountain pens, collecting vinyl records, reading physical books, and romanticizing life without screen. And honestly, I understand why this trend exists. Most of us are exhausted. We are overstimulated, constantly online, and spending more time looking at life than actually living it. And somewhere between reducing screen time and living intentionally, this trend took a weird turn. Because what started as a healthy idea has slowly become another form of overconsumption, performance, and unrealistic lifestyle marketing. So today I want to talk about the negative side of analog lifestyle trend. Not because I think screens are amazing, not because I think we should spend 12 hours scrolling, but because I think we're replacing one unhealthy extreme with another. Let's start with the biggest problem, the overconsumption. Think about how most people discover the analog lifestyle. They see an influencer, the influencer says, I quit mindless scrolling and started living more intentionally. Sounds great, right? Then comes the list: a leather journal, a fountain pen, a film camera, a Kindle, a bookshelf, a reading lamp, a tea set, a vinyl player, a record collection, a planner, art supplies, craft supplies, aesthetic storage boxes, and a reading chair. Suddenly, a lifestyle that was supposed to help you consume less has become a shopping list worth of thousands. And that's the irony. The solution to overconsumption is being sold through more consumption. People aren't being encouraged to discover hobbies, they are being encouraged to buy hobbies. And there's a huge difference. Because buying something and actually enjoying it are not the same thing. We all have done this. Brought a sketchbook, used 3 pages, and never touched it again. Brought a journal, wrote it for 4 days, and forgot it ever existed. Brought working equipments, used it twice, and now it's a clothing hanger. The problem isn't this hobbies are bad. The problem is assuming that buying equipments automatically creates the habit. Here's another uncomfortable truth. A lot of analog lifestyle content isn't actually about being offline. It's about looking like you are offline. And yes, there's a difference. You will see videos titled Live a Slow Analog Life. Then the video itself has 3 cameras, perfect lighting, 5 different angles, color grading, background music, editing, caption, and transition. And then gets uploaded to 3 social media platforms. I'm not judging a creator. I am a creator too. But let's be honest, many people are consuming the aesthetic of the analog lifestyle than the actual lifestyle. The notebook isn't the point anymore. The photo of the notebook is. The book isn't the point anymore. Instagram story of the book is. The walk isn't the point. Cinematic reel of the walk is. We have reached a stage where people are documenting every attempt to disconnect, which kind of repeats the purpose. Because if your entire relaxing activity eventually becomes content, are you actually escaping the attention economy, or are you just creating a prettier version of it? This leads to what I call the content paradox. The people promoting screen free living often spend the most time on screens. Again, no judgment. Content creation literally requires screens. Editing requires screens. Research requires screens. Posting requires screens, responding to comment requires screen, analytics requires screen, brand deal requires screen, everything requires screen. And that's why sometimes I laugh when I see videos saying how I completely transformed my life by quitting screen. Meanwhile, the video itself took 6 hours to edit. The reality is that most adults cannot completely escape technology, and honestly, they don't need to. Technology isn't the enemy, mindless consumption is. A person who spends 1 hour watching a documentary isn't the same person as someone who spends 6 hours doom scrolling. Not all screen time is equal, but social media often treats screen time as one giant evil category, which is a very simplistic way of looking at the modern life. Now let's talk about practicality because this is the part where I personally don't fit in this trend. I'm an adult. I have responsibility, I work, I cook my own food, I buy my own grocery, manage my life, and on top of that, I have my own hobbies. I read books, I journal, I create content, I edit videos, and I have interests outside of work. So, when someone says you should replace all your screen time with analog activities, my question is when exactly? At what point in this schedule am I supposed to become a full time candle making enthusiast? People online sometimes talk as if everyone has endless free time. Most adults don't. For many people, one episode of a show after a long day isn't a moral failure, it's rest. And that's something the conversation often ignores. The goal shouldn't be eliminating screens, the goal should be creating balance. Those are a very different goals. Realistically, how much time and money a person has. If you can doom scroll for 3 to 4 hours a day, then you might be pretty privileged. If you can get 5 to 6 items from the analog list, then you are well off. And for most people, that's not even possible. Most people don't even have time or money to invest in their favorite hobby activities. How then these people can even try the analog lifestyle? Here, what I think makes more sense. Instead of declaring, I'm becoming fully analog, try this. I think my screen time is a little unhealthy. That's it. That's enough. Then experiment. Try reading for a week. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. Try drawing, try gardening, try baking, try walking, try learning an instrument, try anything. And if it doesn't interest you, move on. Find something because hobbies are discovered. They are not purchased. You don't need a shopping cart full of aesthetic products to find out what you enjoy. You need curiosity. The analog lifestyle isn't bad. Reading isn't bad. Journaling isn't bad. Being offline isn't bad. The problem begins when a healthy habit becomes another consumer trend. When disconnect becomes performance. When hobbies become purchase. And when people start chasing the image of a meaningful life instead of actually building one. Don't need to become completely analog. Don't need to throw away your phone. Don't need to buy 20 new hobbies. You just need to spend a little less time consuming, a little more time discovering what generally makes your life better. And that looks different for everyone, doesn't it? This is my small thought about current analog lifestyle that's trending this year. So, have you tried what's in my analog bag? Let me know in the comments and keep watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.